Hi there, Steve Kaufman. I'm going to talk a bit about language again. Guess what? I was watching the news this evening on TV. First of all, they had the American Democratic Convention, and I kind of cringe every time these politicians drag their families into it, and all kinds of heart-wrenching stories, and then of course God bless America and all this good stuff. Anyway, politicians will do their thing. Then there was a program where they talked about golf, and they talked about the decision by the American Ladies Professional Golf Association to insist that foreign players have to speak English or there could be some consequences. And so then they interviewed a bunch of people, and the general drift was that this is will never stand up in a court of law, this is against civil rights, it's discrimination. The one foreign player they interviewed, who was Swedish, said, well, of course you should learn English if you come to North America to play golf. And of course, to me, I just cannot understand the issue. Those golfers are paid by the fans and by the sponsors. This is not the Olympic Games. This is not the Amateur Golf of the World Association. This is business. And if they don't have sponsors, and if nobody comes out to watch, then there will be no money to pay the prize money. And therefore, that program is going to die. And since the Koreans have been very successful as golfers, and have been very dominant, winning, I don't know the numbers, I don't follow it, but they're always in, a lot of Koreans are in the top 10 or 20, and they're a significant percentage of the golfers. They're playing in front of an English-speaking audience, primarily. The sponsors, apparently they have these events, Pro-Am, where sponsors and important people get to pay a lot of money to play with pros, and they want to be able to communicate. Well, yeah, of course they should learn English. What's so strange? And trying to make this as some kind of a discrimination, civil rights issue, I just don't understand it. If I go to a country to work, I learn the language. Unless I'm lucky enough to work for an employer, if I work for an English-speaking employer and he has a job for me which only requires me to interact with other English speakers, well, that's fine. But that's not the case with these golfers. They have to interact with their fan base. And I look at people like Sergio, as they call him, from Spain. His English has improved tremendously. Lorena Ochoa from Mexico. I've seen some of the Koreans who speak good English. Learn it. What's the problem? I think it's quite unacceptable for someone who plays all of their golf in the US and plays very well to be relying on interpreters. Learn the language. What bothered me in this, they made two different references to Rosetta Stone. Rosetta Stone isn't going to get you there with all their pictures and stuff like that. Get on to Link. What I have to do is I have to approach the American LPGA or some of these golfers and get them onto Link. If you want to learn a language, you learn it. Language learning is all about the desire to learn the language. And so, granted, threatening these players may not be ideal, but making it clear that that's what's expected of them, that it's not acceptable to play, to be in show business and not to be able to communicate with your audience. I don't think that's unreasonable at all. And my only regret is that I'm not able to let all those nice people know about how well they could do, if they join Link. Now, granted, it wouldn't be a problem if there were 5 foreign players who didn't speak English. But we're now at the stage, because of the tremendous success of the Korean golfers, that a significant number of the people winning tournaments now on the LPGA are Korean. So we're no longer talking about 1 or 2 every now and again. We're talking about a significant number. And I think that it is quite reasonable. And any golfer shouldn't have to be told that I mean, get real. Wake up, be responsible, learn the language. It's not very difficult. That's all I have to say on the subject. And I can't believe the hand-wringing, human rights, whatever. This is not an ESL class. This is not a social service organization. These are people who are earning a lot of money, all of which they extract or receive one way or another from the fans and the sponsors. The least thing they can do is to be responsible and learn the language. And that's my take on